Adedayo,
This call is now being recorded.
Kolade also, Adekoya Kanyisola. So she quickly turned off her camera. I don't know why. Grace Etta. I just want to see you guys' face before we just dive into the business of today. Daniel Ajayi. So you guys just turn on your camera and then let's see our faces. Let's see our faces. It's very, very important for us to see our face before we now start moving so that we know we are not robots. You know, when you're filling some forms online, they have to tell you to check if you're not a robot. Yeah. So I am Adewale David, and I'm the team lead of UI UX product design in HackCity. And I welcome you guys to, oh, the camera is faulty. What if I tell you to snap and send it to the chat box? I'm just joking. Well, and I have my assistant here, someone who will be taking some of the notes, and also sometimes she might be taking some classes, and she is not a person but Ayemoneson and Niola. I don't know if I pronounce your surname very well. Pardon me, actually. Well, I am.
Hi. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah. Okay. So just unmute yourself and say good morning. I just want to hear our voices. Good morning. Good morning. I don't want. I don't mind.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, it's awesome. And one thing I want us to do is remember it's UI UX class, and then it's not strictly coding class where I will just be writing some codes or explaining, and then you'll be doing it yourself and the likes. I will love us to have sometimes interactive sections where we will be talking. I will be asking some question, and I want at least 2 or 3 people to give response, and this will really, really go a long way. So we have some things for you. And before then, how was your orientation yesterday? How was your orientation yesterday? So anybody, let me start from there. Anybody with anything that wants to share with us about the orientation yesterday? Please.
Okay. The orientation was good. First of all, they introduced what HackCity is all about, and the things that we have to look out for. When we start, then they introduced us also to their expectations of us as to what they want us to, our delivery, what they expect from us and all those details. So yeah, that's pretty much what's the summary of what yesterday was like. Thank you.
All right. Do we have anybody that wants to talk about his or her experience yesterday orientation? Anybody? Anybody with anything?
Well, good morning, Mr. David.
Okay, go ahead, Qualitative.
Yeah, the orientation yesterday was a good one, interesting, and drew down to a lot of things, and the challenges ahead, and the need to get ourselves grounding for the expectations to come. So it was an interesting one, and it was a good one generally. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So there is something they used to call retrospection, and I think some of you might have idea of that. So I was trying to know what went wrong, what we did right, what we need to enhance on. So that is what I was trying to ask, but I just don't want to come out in full. Well, all that being said, now I've seen a lot of faces. I've seen you guys, and some of you did not bother to say in time. Well, I have your names in my stomach. Yeah, I'm not a very harsh person. I'm a free person. You can just if I play, you can play along with me. If I'm serious, just make sure you're serious also. Yeah. So today we want to be talking about, we have 3 modules that we'll be covering throughout this bootcamp. The first module will be the design research. The second one will be the UX and follow-up. The third one will be the UI. So today will be the day 1 of the design research. And then some people join new here. I don't know. I see Spadmos. Hello, how are you there? Assist Badmos. Who else? If you know you're just
yes,
joining.
I'm here.
Okay, if you know you're just joining, can you please turn on your camera and then say I? So you joined
I'm
late.
not just joining. I joined with the wrong email.
Oh, so I've seen you before. Have you turned on your camera?
Can you see me now?
No, not yet. I don't know if others can do that. Okay. Yeah, I can see you now.
Okay, thank you,
I
sir.
can see you. Who else? If you know you've not turned on your camera, or not said anything, please, it's very, very important for you to just quickly do that and let's see ourselves. Okay. I think everybody's somehow shy or feeling they want, you know, the one thing. You don't know who is going to nail you and the like. It happens like that. So I believe we are with our systems. If you're connected with your cell phone, you have access to a system there with you. You have a writing material at most where you can jot something, probably digital one. Yeah, it's also awesome like that. And then we want to dive into what we are having today. So today, the first thing we want to be talking about is the design research, as I've said before. And then before we move on, I want us to understand what design research means. And remember, I told you from onset that this class is going to be an interactive class. I won't be the one doing the talking all through. Everybody will be engaged. So I can call you anytime and I tell you to do something. So you must be able to do that. And that's the fact about my class. So I love to see people carried along. So you need to be prepared. So I'm starting all by myself now. I'm going to read the first statement and then the first sentence, and then I explain that, and then someone else and the team, yeah, we are all team now. Someone else might read the second one and I will explain also. So I just want everybody to be carried along. Nobody will be playing all around. One of the things I love most is everybody turning on your camera to the end of the class, but no problem. I know some of you might be in a situation where you will not be able to on your cameras or some other circumstances. So design research refers to the process of gathering insights and information about users, their needs, behaviors, and preference in order to inform the design of digital products and services. In other words, when you talk about research at most is a broad word. It's a very, very broad word. So there are some aspects whereby you do product research. There are some researches you do, even in your religion or wherever you do, there are researches. If you're going into businesses, there are business research. But in this course, for the sake of this, our own class, we are doing design research. And then the definition we have here covers all the things research also talked about. We say design research refers to the process of gathering insight. That means before you lay your hands on anything design, you need a research. You need to gather insight. You need to gather information. You need to gather the behavior of the users. So one of the things I will always tell people, basically researchers, they are always on the aspect and the field and the side of the users. So the process of gathering insights and information about users. Who are the users? Those people that will need whatever you want to design on. For example, you want to design, probably you want to design something for the smokers. Yes, let me use that because it's one of the recent projects I personally had. So you want to design for the smokers, and then that is just a lighter. They are the primary focus. So what do you need? Which information did you need? You need to do your research with that. So design research refers to the process of gathering insight and information about the users, their needs, whatever they want. Remember, it's a product that you want to develop here. It's a product you want to develop, and you are not developing it for yourself. One of the things I used to tell UI UX designers is that remember that this thing is not meant for you. It is meant for the users. So the users really need to get the deep information. You need to get deep information from the users to carry out your own design so that when you launch to the market, you will see people that will get it. Their needs, the behaviors. So what is their feeling? How do they feel? And I think I'm still going to explain the behavior later on in this class today. Behavior of the user. You need to get that also. And then preference in order to inform the design of digital product and services. So for you now to come up with a digital product, for you to bring out a service or services, you need to do your proper research. Then, in other words, I can say you need to do your proper planning. So out of the planning, you are doing your research. I will call somebody else now to read the second statement. And the second statement stops at experiences. So we have this involved blah, 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 and stops at, I believe you guys can see my screen. So I'm calling Ogechi Idogu. Please, can you unmute yourself and then say something? Read the second statement we have.
Good morning, everyone. Okay. This involves conducting interviews, surveys, usability testing, and other methods of data collection in order to gain a deep understanding of the target audience and their experiences.
Thank you very much. Okay, so in essence, the second statement is trying to tell us what we need for the research. What we need for the research. Remember, if you are doing research, you need a data. You need data. And then this involves conducting interviews. There are sometimes you will need to go one-on-one with somebody. You ask them questions. What did you feel? Then press this thing. When you press it, how did you feel? Surveys. Surveys is another medium, another way, one of the most popular way that people use. We are still going to talk more about it. Surveys is very, very important for researchers, design researchers, because it goes a longer way. I can ask people, I can interview people. Yes, now I call it interview, but they are not with me physically. So we call it survey. And there are various tools that we can use for that. The third one, usability testing. We have some notes that we're still going to explain on this. I don't want to leverage more on it because we are still going to do some things. And then other method of data collection. There are various ways at which you can collect your data. And remember, this is the backbone of your research. You must make sure that informations, the data that you have is corresponding and is corresponding to the digital something that you want, the product that you want. So the research that you've made, you must make sure that you have it stored somewhere, and that is the data. The information you have, you must make sure you have it stored somewhere. That is the data. So when you are building your product, you must make sure that the data you have stored, the information you have stored, which is the data, is corresponding to the product. So you don't go out of the product that the users want. You don't go out of the product that the users want. So if you're building something and then the user already complained, okay, for example, a logistics application, and then from your research, you discover that users are complaining of the time. Okay, you ordered for food, and after 2 hours, they're bringing your food. You will have died of hunger. And that is one of the things that users already complain on. All 90% of the users that complained of the current logistics application, and you're trying to build your own. Then you're trying to say you want the riders or the transporters to run from one state to another. Remember, this is very wrong because they'll be delayed. And then with that delay, users are getting the same issue they have with the earlier product. The goal of design research is to create user-centered design solution that meets users' need, while also achieving business goals. Then there is something they call UCD, user-centered design. Then we said this goal of every design research is two things. The first one, to meet the user's needs. The first one, which is the paramount, is to meet the user's needs, while also achieving the business goal. This one also is very, very important. One of the business goal is profiting. We are going to talk about that one later. So I'm going to call, who am I going to call now? Colade, yeah. Read the second paragraph for us.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so the second paragraph is, it is a way of learning more about the people who will be using the website or apps you build. It is important to understand your users in order to create design that are easy and enjoyable for them to use.
Thank you very much. Now, another word, another statement here, still talking about the design research. It is a way of learning more about people who will be using the website or apps. Remember, design research is not mainly for websites alone. It is not mainly for mobile apps alone. It is not mainly for web apps alone. It is not just for only what we use on our laptops. It covers a lot of things. But for the sake of this class, we'll be dealing with the websites or the apps or the apps that you are going to be building. So it's important to understand your users in order to create designs. I was attending to somebody sometimes like late last year, and then I was doing an interview, and then I asked the person to design something. The person designed it, and it's a mobile application. And I asked the person, "Hey, Cole, why did you put the hamburger icon here? Why not on the left-hand side? Why on the right-hand side?" He was just blabbing around, and I said, "Okay, let me assist you. Well, you've done the best thing to put it at the right-hand side and then the logo at the left-hand side. But the truth of the matter is that you see that right-hand side, one of the reasons people put it at the right-hand side, it's because most of Nigerian users are right-hand users, and they've used their four fingers to hold their phone. They thumb to press whatever they're pressing. So they're using one hand. And it's very easy because they are using the four fingers to hold the phone, the base of the phone, and then they thumb to press things. So if they want to bring out the menu bar, it's very easier for them to move to the top and then click on it. So when the hamburger icon is stated at the right-hand side, it helps the user. It makes the user get what they want easier. And the guy was like, wow, he doesn't reason that way. But the truth of the matter is, that is how it's supposed to be. You must phantom that with whatever you're doing. So it's a way of learning more about the people who will be using the website or the apps you build. You learn more about them. Okay, I was in an incubation with Toyota sometimes, and then they build one vehicle and they call some of these drivers in the world. Okay, let them just come. There is a lady, I've forgotten her name. She's very popular. She's an expert. She tests vehicles all around. And then she entered their storeroom. Immediately she started the vehicle. She felt somehow. And there are cameras all around. And there are cameras all around. So immediately she changed the gear or whatever, the cameras is trying to pick everything she's doing. And then they got to understand that when she starts the vehicle, the sound of the vehicle is not comfortable to her. And not just only her, to like 4 or 5 people. When she starts, they hear, so their face change. So you need to learn about the people that you are building the website or the app for. So it's important to understand your users. In order to create designs that are easy and enjoyable for them, you need to do your proper research. It's very, very important. So that we move to the next slide, and then we have qualities of the design researcher. I know most of you will be thinking, why can't you enter Figma? Oh, I do XD today. Well, don't worry, you will still work. You will still work. All right, so we have some qualities, some of the things that makes you a very good researcher. Now, we say the first one is the empathy. And quick one before we move on, because I want to change the slide now. Before we move on, there is a very popular word called sympathy, and there is another one called empathy. So some people will ask, why don't we have sympathy among the qualities of a design researcher, or I would say good design researcher? So I will ask somebody, anybody that wants to tell us one of the difference between, or the difference between sympathy and empathy. Anybody who cares to share?
All right. Qualitative. Empathy is you put yourself in the person's shoe. Okay, like
Okay.
you're feeling the same thing. You want to like feel you are feeling the same thing. But in the case of sympathy, you don't put you feel for the person, but you are not putting yourself in the person's shoe, the person that has the problem. So those are just the two differences.
All right. Thank you very much. He has said it. So sympathy is when you're sympathizing with person. For example, Colade is crying. And then I will start telling him, oh, Colade, stop crying, stop crying. Crying is not good. Crying is not good. Just don't cry. Just don't cry. And I'm laughing, or I'm doing something else. So I'm sympathizing with the person. But you see that empathy. Colade is crying. Then in the next few seconds, you start seeing water in my face. I was like, oh, God. You understand the difference now? So as a good researcher, design researcher, you should empathize. Okay, let's go down to the slides and let's see if we have notes on it. All right, we have empathy. This is a quality. I'm sorry for that. Somebody should read for us. Let me call somebody. I'll call somebody out now. And then let me call Aziz Badmon. No. I will call Duro Simi Sodiq. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
You read the first statement, stopping at designing. They are designing.
All right, sir. Empathy. This is a quality that is important for UX researchers to have because it enables them to understand and relate to people who will be using the products they are designing.
Thank you very much.
So
This is a quality that is important for UX researcher to have because it enables them to understand. Now, I was talking about the hamburger icon that opens up the menu, the menu options on the mobile application. Now, as a designer, I felt for the users, for them to stretch their fingers before they can meet up the menu icon and then start selecting some options there. I'm feeling for them. So I am empathizing. So this is a quality that is important, is of topmost important for all US researchers to have, because it enables them to understand and relate to people who will be using the products they are designing. So if you're designing any product and then you are not empathizing with the users, you don't know how they feel. So empathy means putting yourself in someone else's shoe and trying to understand their perspectives, their needs, and their feelings. You need to feel with them. You need to know what they need. Okay, this person is having this issue. We have the issues together, and let's see how we will solve it. So I will call the second paragraph that ends with "and enjoyable." Then I'm calling Ogeshi now. I guess Ogeshi read something the other time. Yes, I remembered. So let me look for someone else. Yekin Bankole. Yeah, let me use that. Let me use him or her. I don't know, because they're not turning on cameras. I don't know if it's he or she.
Yeah. When UX and
Can
researchers
you please turn on your camera so I will see your face? I've not seen your face before.
okay. UX researchers are as empathy, they are better to design products than
I don't
inclusive,
know. You are somehow
use and
skipping. Maybe you turn off.
enjoyable.
Maybe
They are
maybe you
also
turn off your
able to
camera.
identify things that use
I can see it.
them, they experience you, and work to eliminate.
I don't know if
Hello?
others can hear him well, but I can't.
I think there's
Hello?
something wrong with his network. I can't hear him too.
Okay, then help him read it. Adekoya.
Okay. Empathy means putting yourself in
No,
someone else's shoes and
you
trying to
start with when
understand.
you UX researcher.
Was I to
Okay.
was I
Okay.
to
When US researchers has empathy, they are better able to design products that meet the needs of their users.
Hello?
Is it there?
You continue
Or should I
at
read further?
easy to
Okay.
use and enjoyable.
Okay. Okay, they can anticipate the challenge that users might face and design solutions that are intuitive, easy to use. Am I saying this right? And enjoyable. They are also able to identify pain points and that users might be experiencing and work to eliminate them.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Though you finished everything, I said you should stop at easy to use and enjoyable. These are some of the things that I use to measure if you're really going on in the class, the network is balanced, or everything is working well. So when I give instructions and then you did not really follow the instruction, I know something is lagging somewhere. So please just make sure you pay full attention in the class. When UX researcher has empathy, when they are better able to design products that meet the needs of their users. That is a very, very good key. When you have empathy, you'll be able to know these users really want this. These users does not want this, because you have feel for them. They can anticipate the challenge that the user might face and design solutions that are intuitive, easy to use, and enjoyable. It is very, very important for you designers, design researchers, to understand this. They are also able to identify pain points. Pain points in the aspect of, the user might not want this. The user might be having difficulties picking this. The user might be having difficulty navigating from here to here. So you have all these things in place because you have empathy with them. Identity pain points that user might be experiencing and work to eliminate them. And that is justice. So empathy in the other sense, one of the keynotes you need to pick in this is empathy is not just a skill that can be learned, but rather a mindset that can be cultivated. So you need to cultivate the mindset of empathizing with your users. It's not you have to go and learn how to cry when others are crying. It's not a skill. It is not a skill. It's a mindset. Oh, these people are suffering from this. Or let me just do this. Let me just do this with them. So it is very, very important. All right, and that we move to the next session. If you have any question, you can just put them down and then we move on. When time comes, we ask our question. Then remember, the second one is pragmatic. Pragmatism. This is a quality that is important for a UX researcher to have because it enables them to balance the needs of the user with the goals of that business or organization. This is where I was talking about the business goal the other time. So as a design researcher, somebody is designing something and then it feels like, let's design it. You put this on free of charge. 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 You put almost everything free of charge. The only company that does that is Google. So you put almost everything free of charge. And then I'll ask you, come, how will the organization make money? Remember this application, even hosting it on Google Store, you have to pay. Hosting it on the App Store, you have to pay. Hosting it on your web, you have to pay hosting and domain. Even the developers, they will need to collect something. And then how do you intend to run this business? As a design researcher, you need to fine-tune what the users want and also what the organizations want. Pragmatism involves being practical and realistic when designing products. Practical and realistic, and making decisions based on what is feasible, cost-effective, and achievable within the given time frame. So now we want to start a project, and then we are starting it now. From now to the next 6 months, we will finish it. Finish what? The complete project, the second iteration. Oh no, that is not possible. You need to make sure you do your proper research. When are we going to start it? When are we going to finish it? The time frame, how much is going to cost us? The numbers of laborers, developers, designers that we need. So you need to put everything in place. It is very, very important. So in that sense, you are easily solving a problem for both the designers, developers, and the organization. All right, that being said, let me have another person to call Rashidat Tobon. Oh, thereabout. I don't know. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Rashidat, are you there? Please help us read the second paragraph. The second paragraph. Rashidat, turn on your camera. Let's see your face. Unmute yourself and then read the second paragraph. I guess she's not here. Heritia, who is that? I've not seen you at all. Ishamunda. Hello.
Yes, mic check.
Okay. All right. How are you doing? Please, can you read the second paragraph? Turn on your video and let's see you. Then read the second paragraph. Let's hear you.
From a programmatism. Okay, programmatism involves. Sorry, come again.
The second paragraph. The second paragraph. Are you following in the class?
Yes, I am.
Are you sure?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Read the second paragraph.
A UX researcher who is programmatic understands that they must deliver products that not only meet the needs of the user but also aligns with the overall business goals and strategies.
I told you to on your camera. Why don't you on it?
I'm not able to turn on my camera right now, but I will in a few minutes.
All right. Okay. So that being said, thank you very much. And I will put my eye on you until you turn your camera on. Don't mind me, I might be somehow harsh at times. Yeah. A UX researcher who is pragmatic understands that they must deliver products that not only meet the needs of the users, but also align with the overall business goal and strategies. So as a UX researcher, or let me say, as a good UX researcher, you must make sure that the business goal is also incorporated with what the users want. So let's now assume a big question. The user wants free things and the organization will run out of cash at the end of the day. As a researcher, what will you do? The question to anybody who is comfortable to answer: the users want free things. And then what will you do if the organization will run out of cash if they continue the free things? Just raise your hand if you know you want to answer that question. As a researcher, what will you do? It's a very simple question. Very, very simple question. Remember, you need the users. You need to go, you need to go through the users aspect, and then you need to go through the organization aspect also. So you need to merge both of them together, just like you register for a product or a service now, and then it's free of charge. It's free of charge. You like it. Someone else want to do his own or her own, and then they said, come and pay. So what will you do? As a researcher, how can you balance both of them? You want to dance to the tune of the user, and also you want to dance to the tune of the organization. Anybody with any good thinking or suggestion or advice that we can go with that? Oh, nobody. I assume nobody. Okay. Okay, don't worry. I will not tell you to turn on your camera. Don't worry. You can just unmute. But if you feel like turning on your camera, you can still go ahead with that. Okay. So let me start with Ogechi. Yeah, Ogechi, you want to say something?
Okay, I think what the company can do is maybe organize free, just like now, what we are enjoying now, courtesy of HackCity. You can just like organize a free, like something that the users can use for free for that period. And when they see the value your product is giving, they might actually opt to pay for the real this thing you're actually offering. That is my thought.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's awesome. Let's hear from Oluwafemi.
All right. Ogechi has already said almost 80% of what I wanted to say. So, in in addition to it, I would just say that people pay for what is valuable to them. As a
Okay.
matter of fact, when people see that something would add to their, for example, now people pay to buy food anyways. They pay to buy fuel every day. They pay to do so many things that are important to their living, their lifestyle every single day. So when people see value in things, they pay for it no matter what. So I believe the part where she said, having people come together, probably create a seminar or a kind of situation where they are able to see clearly the value of that product or whatever the service that the company is providing is, and then people can pay for it subsequently. I think most companies do that too. They would say 15 days trial, 30 days trial free. So when you try it free and you love it, then you pay for it subsequently. So that's just it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, I think I am in the class of people that think very fast and they are thinking very right. Yeah, I love this class. I love people giving this kind of vibes to me. It's very, very simple and straightforward. People might not pay for what they don't value. They pay for what is value. Even when the cost of fuel in Nigeria is out of hand, people still buy it because they know they have to drive from where they are to their working place. In fact, people going for shows, people going for parties, they need to drive down there. They will still buy the fuel because they know they can trek. You want to power your generator because you are out of power, you need to buy the fuel because it's valuable. So, irrespective of anything they will pay. But what can you now do? You can just give them a taste. So just give them a taste, and that solves the problem. I don't want to talk more on that. If you are following with what the two young people said, I love calling people young people. Actually, you might be old, but I know you're not old. So I love when I say young man, young girl, young boy. That's my slang actually. So pragmatism is a practical approach to problem solving in design. Practical approach. So it's not all about faking something that, okay, let's just give them. And at the end of the day, it's either the business crash or the user only enjoys it more. Then the business will start suffering from it. Or the business build a structure, very strong one, and nobody's getting the value. Nobody's getting it. There are some products now that I walked to someone on the island in Lagos one day. She has a very good product. She wants to market it. And I was like, when did you start this business? She said 5 years. I said, what? 5 years ago? And then the business is still like this? She said, yes, because it's expensive, but it is good. The product is very, very awesome, but it is too expensive. The truth is, people don't know that this is the power and this is how it works. Assuming she's good enough to give people a taste. Okay, just take this one. Did you see how it looks? They come and buy. They will buy it. That's the truth. And then she will have make a very good sales. So we are not talking about sales here, actually. I'm just giving you a practical example of some of the things that I've seen in the industry. All right. So the next one Remember, we're talking about three things. How many of you remembered the first one? Anybody on the chat box? The first one. The first quality of a design researcher, empathy. Also, the second one. The second one, awesome. And then the third one here, we have collaboration. See, I will tell you something. It's very, very important for a researcher to collaborate. Very, very awesome. It's, you see, when you go online and then you search qualities of design researcher, I bet you will see some people will write 12 qualities, they'll write 15 qualities, they'll write 20. People write almost whatever they think. But excuse me, when you can just have these three things in place, it covers almost everything that you want to do. It covers almost everything. You collaborate, you empathize, and then you make something real, not just on the user side alone or on the company side alone. This collaboration, oh, let me come back to my style. Somebody is going to read for us, is going to read to stakeholders of both users and stakeholders. Somebody's going to read for us. Let me pick somebody out. Scrolling. This Yekin Bankole did not read the other time, I guess. Or is it Rashidat? Rashidat is not here at all. I don't know why.
Sorry, I'm back. Sorry, I need to use the toilet. I'm around.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm here now.
Okay. Yeah, I guess your network is balanced. Now, turn on your camera, unmute yourself, read the first statement, not the first paragraph, the first statement. Stops as stakeholders.
Can you see me? It's kind of like dark here, so you just see my teeth.
Don't worry, I will try.
All right, the first interest, right?
Yeah, the first statement.
Okay, collaboration. This is a quality that is important for a UX researcher to have because it enables them to work effectively with others and create products that meet the needs of both user and stakeholders. Collaboration involves being able to communicate effectively.
It's okay.
Okay, sorry.
First statement.
All right.
First statement. Stop at both users and stakeholders. All right, so it makes you work effectively. There is something they call Jackie. I had that word from one of the devs in HackCity. He said, at that time I was doing Jackie work. I have to mute myself, off my camera, and roll on the floor and laugh. Later, I came back. I just have to clean up my face and do as if nothing has happened. Yeah. He said, and I asked him, what's the meaning of Jackie? He said, I was just writing everything here, writing the SQL file, writing this one, writing that one, bringing everything, merging it. I was like, wow, something that this person is supposed to have done for you, this person is supposed to have done for you, this one's supposed to have done it for you, and then you just get it, and then you finish it on time. So I'm just telling you this to explain that collaboration is is of topmost importance for a UX researcher. The quality that is important for a UX researcher to have, because it enables them to work effectively with others and create products that meet the need of both users and stakeholders. Did you know that there are some developers? I believe most of you will have seen a product called CredPal. It's a fintech application, CredPal. And then you'll have seen another one called Kuda. Yes, these two applications, I still know some people in that organization that still hear from each other. Okay, how do you do this? Okay, this one works like this. Okay, then they also will, okay, let's do our research and see how we can incorporate this with our product. Yes, they collaborate. Not that everybody sees, but inside they do that. They create products that meet the need of the users because they collaborate. And also stakeholders will be happy because anything that the user wants and they are paying for it, believe me, stakeholders are happy with it. Stakeholders are automatically happy with that. Collaboration involves being able to communicate effectively, share ideas, work collaboratively with cross-functional team. This is what I've just explained. You communicate effectively, you share ideas. I remembered when we are doing one of our products in HackCity, one edutech product then. Thank God this my assistant is here. She can testify to it. There are 4 in numbers that are doing the research. And all of them, I know they have some other means they communicate with each other. And then they will come and start telling me, okay, they talk to somebody, they talk to somebody abroad, they ask the question, and then I was like, wow, this is what I really want, because I can feel the collaboration among them. So they share ideas with each other. One of them reached out to me and said, Mr. David, I don't know how to work about this, but don't worry. I will need to talk to some of the team members to explain some things to me. If they can do it, I'll get back to you. And I don't need to stress myself. I just have to sit down and sleep like a baby, because it's a teamwork. So a collaborative UX researcher is able to take feedback from users and stakeholders and use it to improve the product. They are also able to provide feedback to others in a constructive and helpful manner. It is very, very important. That is why we have that in the last statement. They are also able to provide feedback to others in a constructive manner and help in a constructive and helpful manner. Let me use that. So what does it mean? As a researcher, there are some things. Remember empathy. You need to empathize with the user. What if the user is now giving you some vibes that you don't really understand, and then you want to give the feedback to the stakeholders, and the stakeholder said, hey, stop, put blue here, raise it up, enlarge it, make it big, reduce it, but the user doesn't want. And I know some stakeholders are somehow harsh to that extent. I've worked with a lot of that actually. They said, no, we want it big. I said, no, it is out of my work. The users doesn't want this. And they will still buy your product if it is like this. But they'll tell you, no, this is what you want. You are the one that will be able to know how to give a feedback, but make sure it is constructive. And then it is in a helpful manner way. Not just you just come on board and then start blabbing or shouting on them. They are the stakeholders, remember. They can tell you they are not sponsoring it again, and then the business collapse. You too, you go back to your village. I'm just joking. All right, so that is all that being said. A key point I want you guys to know is collaboration also involves being open to feedback and willing to incorporate it into design process. Design process, I believe we will still treat that. Involves being open to feedback and willing to incorporate it into design process. All that being said, remember, empathy, pragmatism, and collaboration, these are the 3 things that we have as one of the qualities, as part of the qualities of a good design researcher. So how can you choose because there are various ways to conduct a research. I've been talking about research. Oh, come, Mr. Man, you've been talking about research. Are we going to go to the street and start shouting, how did you feel when you use WhatsApp? How did you feel when you log into Facebook? No, you don't do that. There are some ways you do it. So choosing the right research method. Who conducts research? Types of data collected. Now, we have 2 researches that you can have. 2 ways. We have the primary research, and also we have the secondary research. I won't be taking this now, and then I will want Eniola to take the next slide for me now. So Ladies and gentlemen, let me use that. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome. I'm still going to come back actually. Let me welcome Eniola for the next phase of this class for today. Eniola, are you here?
Yes, sir.
All right. So are you going to go on with my screen, or you comfortable?
Yes, sir. I'll go on with your screen.
All right. Just let me know when I will end the screen.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for the accolades. I hope I will be able to do up to par because you've already raised the bar. So, sir, you can move to the next screen, sir. So, can you all hear me?
Yes, we can. I don't know
Okay,
about
sir.
others.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay, that's good. So, choosing the right research method. First, we have the primary research. So, this is a research method that involves collecting data directly from users through methods like interviews, survey, and usability tests. So, when we talk about interviews, we all know interviews, right? We've all done interviews, we've done surveys, or maybe not surveys, but interview. So when we talk about interview, that's a primary. A primary research is usually done by oneself. It's a research that you do yourself. When you go out, interview people, you do a quick survey, like a questionnaire and stuff like that. So it says this type of research allows UX designers and research to gather insights and feedback directly from their target audience and to tailor their designs to meet their need. Okay, for instance, probably you want to design a pet app and you don't have a pet. So you have to communicate with people that have pets. So you know what they will expect in that pet app. Maybe someone that has a dog, someone that has a cat. So you have to relate with them, you have to interview them and hear their opinions directly from them. So primary research can also help to identify pain points, usability issues, and other challenges that users may encounter when interacting with a digital product. When you hear people speak to you directly, we give them questions. We call them open-ended questions like, okay, how do you feel when you press the menu bar? So that question is a big question. So they'll be able to explain explicitly how they feel. So from their answers, you get feedback to design. Okay, maybe probably someone is complaining about their bank app and you want to design a bank app. So when you interview them, you hear, okay, Access bank app used to lag or delay. So you keep those things in mind, and when you want to design your own, you improve on it. Or maybe the interface, the colors are not really good, or the font sizes are too big or too small that you cannot see them. So when people tell you stuff like that, you keep them as your own feedback and work towards it when you are making your own design. So this data is then used to inform design decision and improve the overall user experience. That is what I just said. So from the feedback that you hear from people, you make your own design choices. So interview are usually made within like 5 people. They are mostly remote because you cannot go and be meeting them. But you can also do those kind of interview, but the remote is actually the best. So you can move to the next slide. So yes, so number one, we have interview. As I've explained, this is one of the most common method and involves talking to users directly, just as I said, to understand their needs, pinpoint, and overall experience. You can ask open-ended or specific questions to get more information about their experience using a product or a service. Just as I've said earlier, you ask open-ended questions. When open-ended questions are questions that do not have to be answered with yes or no. Like, do you like it? You cannot ask that kind of questions during interview because we call those questions leading questions. You're actually leading them to so as not to disappoint you, they will say yes, and that is not feedback. So you ask questions. Okay, how do you feel when you press the purchase button? How do you feel when you try to navigate? Those kind of questions, we make them tell you things in details. So the next method in the primary research, we have the survey. Surveys are great for gathering data from many users. You can use surveys to collect both qualitative and quantitative data to get a better understanding of user preference, behavior, and opinion. We're still going to move to qualitative and quantitative data. I will explain that later. So surveys such as questionnaire can be used to gather information. So one of the cogent parts of survey is that you can cover a broad spectrum of people. All you have to do is just print a survey, you just print a questionnaire and you just give it out to people and they will fill. But for interview, is actually limited. That's one of the disadvantages of interview. That it's actually limited. You have to get like 5 to 10 people that you can interview. But for survey, you can give out questionnaires to over 40 people and you collect feedbacks. But one of the disadvantage of survey is that you cannot ask in-depth questions. So you can move to the next slide, sir. I hope you get what I'm saying. Please, if there is any question, note them and ask them at the end of the session. So the next method in the primary research is a contextual inquiry. Okay, following Mr. David's way, does anybody here wants to read the contextual inquiry for me?
Yes, I would like to do that. Contextual inquiry. Can I read them?
Yes, please read on, please.
This method involves observing users in their natural environment to gain insight into their behavior and needs. It can be beneficial for understanding how users interact with products or services in real-world situations.
Okay, thank you for that, Durosimi. So contextual inquiries involves observing. It involves observing people in their natural environment. So understand their behavior and needs. What this place is saying is that you can, instead of interviewing them, you can just stay in their environment and you understand what they are saying, what their pain point is. For example, maybe you want to design an app for people that are not so tech savvy. Let's say for people that are probably older range, and maybe they don't know how technology works. But you want to design an app that will be convenient for people that are not so tech savvy. You have to stay in their environment. You have to know how they will relate with a digital product. That is what contextual inquiry is saying. So moving on to competitive research. This method involves analyzing the competition to gain insight into industry trends, best practices, and user expectations. Competitive research is all about understanding your competition. Okay, you want to design a fintech app, you have to look into the other field and see what other people are designing. Okay, you want to design an app that does cross-border transactions like cheaper cash, Eversend. You want to design that kind of app, you have to go and look at their strengths. You have to gauge them and see what you can improve on. You would see, you would check for their strengths, you apply it to your own design, and you also check for their weakness so that you can improve on your own design. That's what competitive research is talking about. You can use this method to identify opportunities for differentiation and to inform design decisions. You cannot create an app that does not solve problem, assuming cross-border transaction. What a cross-border transaction app does is that you can be able to send money from Nigeria to probably abroad and from abroad to Nigeria. So if you create an app like that and the delivery time is slow, maybe when you transfer when you design the app and the transfer period is like 3 days or 5 days, people will not use the app. because there are other apps that have faster delivery period. So you have to consider these things when designing your own app. Sir, can you please change it to the next slide, sir? Then finally, the SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis, this S stands for strength, W for weakness, O for opportunities, and T for threats. This method involves analyzing a company's internal and external environment to gain insight into its competitive landscape. You can use this method to identify potential areas for growth and improvement. So SWOT analysis is all about focusing on the strength, the weakness, the opportunity, and the strength and the threats of other of your competition, and using that to make informed choices of your own, to make informed design choices on your own, and to make your own better than them. So you have to go into the market and check what others are doing, because on a norm, when you are creating an app, you cannot do something that is different from what people are used to. You have to do something that they are used to, but make it better. So you check where the pain point is and you improve on it. I hope you are getting this. I need answers, please.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes, madam, it's clear.
Okay, thank you very much. And next slide, sir. Okay. So this marks the end of the class. So if there's any question, please, you can ask before we talk about the daily challenge. This is an opportunity to ask any question before going to the daily challenge. So is there anybody who has a question? Anybody? So I guess that everybody fully understand. Okay, that's good. Mr. David, sir, you can say something.
Wow, thank you very much, Eniola. Or let me use Miss Eniola. I know you smile. All right, so I guess we have some questions, but you can, if you don't have, you can just keep your questions till next time. I believe what we did today, it's just like an opening session of what we are going to be dealing with later on for this week. And then we still have a lot of things that we are still going to be working on. But remember that we talked about interviews, or let me start from here. We talked about empathy, that is the quality of the design researcher. We talked about pragmatism, we talked about collaboration, and then fast forward to primary research. Under that, we have the interviews, we have the surveys. So probably quickly before, because we still have some minutes, let me just stay here and let's use the survey because we are all remotely working. I believe you guys know Google Form, and then you can create one. If you know you can create one Google Form or you don't know how to go about it, just thumbs up or thumb down or give a reaction. Let me say that. Because one of the main thing of this bootcamp is, oh, you don't know how to create a Google Form. Yeah, I have one person. I have two people now. All right. So, and I want you guys to understand all these things very, very much. Thank God we have Eniola here. She already explained in depth of what each of them are. And then we have the contextual inquiry, we have the competitive research, we have the SWOT analysis. So under the SWOT analysis is what we are going to be having our daily challenge on. But under the survey now, let's just use survey for a quick classwork. I want to give us some, let me create this and then create so for you now to create a Google form, the first thing you need to do is to create to have an account, a Google account. So to do that, you can just forms, I guess, forms.google.com, I guess. Yeah, forms.google.com. And anything that comes from Google, it's did I sign in? Did I have an account? I don't know. It's been long I created one actually. Yeah. So you can just pick a blank something here. You can pick a blank form. Remember, she already explained what all these things are used for. And then I had her when she said, when you are creating forms or doing interview, you don't really need yes or no answer in it because they might be biased with their response. These are some of the things as a researcher you need to put in place. You just don't write questions. Let's assume now that let's assume we want to have, okay, let me click a blank form. We give it a title. What can we give it? Anybody with any suggestion? I'm just giving you a rough sketch of what we can do. A form, a survey form, or we should use SurveyMonkey or any other. You can use various applications for it, various applications. So you can use any of it. But I am very pleased explaining this with you. Very easy, I know. If not all of us has a Gmail account, and then you can easily move with Google Form with that. If you're going to be using SurveyMonkey or Microsoft Form or thereabout, you will need to start creating an account, and it might be a long thing for us. I guess we are still together. So I asked the question, anybody with any topic that we can use quickly, let's assume that we want to have, we have various applications that we are still going to be building. I guess you know, somebody is unmuted. I want to say something.
Well, disposable income.
Disposable income. All right. So we can have a description. You can have a description here. So we can have a description. Let me put it here also. Disposable income is a title. Then valid email is very, very important. And then now we want to start questioning people. We want to start questioning people. And I'm going to send this form immediately we are done. Thank God I'm sharing my screen. I'm going to see the rest. We want to do it as if we are sending a survey to our users. And then I will send it to you. You fill it. You will see as an admin. You will now see how it looks like. Now, we want to build something disposable income. Anybody with any question that we can easily work with. I don't want to stress my brain. And then remember, you can select any of your responses here, how you want your response to look like. More often, people used to use short answer, paragraph, multi-choice, checkbox, drop down. You see, others are also good, but also date and time. Yeah, date and time also is very, very important. Date and time also is very important, but even if you want to get their CVs, pictures, or whatever, you can use a file upload. Yeah, so multi-choice means you want them to select any of these, any of the options, either yes or no. I'm just telling you yes or no, like options, option 1, option 2 is a radio. So you have to select only one. For checkbox, you can select multiple. For example, what is a noun? The first option, name of any person. Second option, name of place. Third option, name of animal. So you see, those three things are still the definition or still part of what a noun is. You can then use a checkbox with that, not a multi-choice. I guess you understand what I'm talking about now. So that's for that. So any question now, let me start from everybody who's going to give me one question for this disposable income. We want to have a survey, or you want explanation on disposable income? Okay, I assume there is no explanation. So give me a question on that, and then we continue. I will call names. You know, I'm very fast with that. Okay, I assume you want me to call names. Let me start with someone who suggested the topic. Kolade. Are you still there?
Hello?
Yeah.
Are you talking to me? Sir, are you talking to me?
Yes, I said give us a question we can ask.
Okay, like please, how much do you earn annually?
Okay, he said, how much did you earn annually? It's a question.
Yeah, that's a question.
And the truth is, you can see immediately I put a question mark. Google form assume that it shouldn't be a multi-choice. Let me remove it now, and then I can put a multi-choice here. But immediately I put a question mark, it assumes, okay, I've adjusted it so it will not, it knows I know what I'm doing now. So how much did you earn annually? I can say short answer. So users are going to be able to fill this section here, and then they are going to put the answer there. Oh, I earn 250,000 US dollars annually, assume. Then if it is very, very important for the users to answer that question, you are going to switch on this required. So if the user did not answer the question, you won't be able to submit this form. Then fast forward, you can just duplicate this. If the next question is almost like this, you can just duplicate it, or you create a new question. You can add another question from this floating bar, following it up and down. So next question, Ogechi, give us one question from disposable income.
I'm trying to think of one right now.
So you are just thinking.
So you are just thinking.
I think you know.
Okay. How much how much remains for savings? Maybe at the end of the month.
You mean monthly savings?
Monthly savings. Yes.
Okay. I don't want us to have a short answer. So what I'm going to do is select, oh, sorry. What am I typing? Select your category of monthly savings. So option 1, let's say 20,000 to okay, options. Somebody start giving us option. Anybody? And you'll come and help also. You know, 20,000 to 30,000. Let me use that.
To 50,000.
50,000 is too much. From 20
So
to
you
50.
you earn almost 1 million per month. So 50,000.
No, it's not me. It's not me. It's not me. Okay, so 20,000 to 30,000. Another option, you can have 30,000. I don't want us to be using short answers, and these are the things that make the users interesting. It's interest the user to answer your question when they are saying options. So it's not only giving them short answer, let them start writing notes. Some people don't have the time. Remember, users don't have time. They want it sharp. Users, you see, something is loading. They say some people will be beating their mouse because the system is loading. Is it the mouse fault? So you can just try to give them multi-choice answer. With this checkbox, you can try to give them all those things. You understand? Okay, so we have 30,000 to for, let's put it in 10,000 naira gap. Add option. We have no, I don't want others. I want, so others will be there. I just want add option. We have 40,000 to 50,000. Then adoption 50,000 to what did I press? Not 60,000. How I wish somebody can just type this thing for me. I'm a lazy guy. 60,000 to 70,000. So then 70,000. I'll stop at 100. It's just for sample to 80,000. Then I'll put 80,000 to 90,000. So, and then 90,000 to 800,000. And then this is category of people like holiday others, because they get millions. So they can then put their own savings there. And it's required. So I put required. Now, the beauty of it is now, if I want to have another question that will need checkbox, longer one like this, I don't need to create a new question. I will just duplicate this, but I don't know the next question. So let's wait for the next question. The next person that will be answering this question or that will be suggesting question is Rashidat Tobon. Yeah, did I get it right? Pardon me, even if I did not get it right. Okay.
Yes. I knew you were going to call me. What is the most common ocean?
You said?
What is the most common ocean?
Ocean.
Yes, please.
Indisposable income.
Or do you want us to use something that they can?
Yes, we are working on disposable income. I'm going to send this link down to this chat here on this call. Everybody will have to fill it quickly. I will switch to responses, so I will be seeing your responses here. So these are the ways that, in fact, this is what we are going to be using if we start our UX doing some other things, because I'll be using this to explain some things. Yeah, in fact, I love that. So give us. Oh, I remembered. We will need your name. So I will just add something here, or I should take it up. If it's very important for us to grab the user's name first. We'll just drag it up, boom, and then enter your name. The name is going to be a short answer. It's required. Automatically, users must fill their email address. This email is collected, so I don't need to put email address again. So the next thing, oh yeah, Rashidat.
Okay. What is the most accurate flight range you can pay?
Accurate what?
Flight range you can pay.
Flight rate.
Yes.
The most accurate flight rate you can pay. Okay. So what if I'm not traveling?
No, it's just a survey to know if the local flights are doing well or it's beyond normal, because that happened during when we had scarcity.
What is the maximum, Abby?
Yes.
Flat of flight.
Yeah, flight
rate you can pay. Do we have a multi-choice or short answer? Let's have a short answer. Then it's required. Everything I'm going to be doing here is required. Let's go down to Adekoya Kainsola. Then Oluwafemi should be prepared. Hurry up.
How much are you earning monthly?
But we have how much did you earn annually? So we can get that on ourselves. I don't want that question. This annual something, we can just divide it by 12. We will get your monthly income. Don't worry.
How much can I invest in a business?
How much can you invest in business? What's the max? Do we have a short answer also, or we should reconstruct the question so we will have options? Anybody suggesting we should have it as short answer? I assume everybody wants short answer. But I don't like when people are silent. I just want somebody to be bold enough and say short answer, so I know it's collective decision. So how can you invest? Oh, sorry. How much? And nobody is reading this thing. How much can you invest in a business? Okay. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Let me call Oluwafemi then. Then Sadiq Duro Simi should be getting prepared. Oluwafemi Adeton, are you there? Hello.
Hi. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I've been a little distracted. I'm currently I work remotely, so somehow I was a little bit distracted with work, but I'm here now. Sincerely, I really don't have any idea for now. I'm sorry.
Okay. Sadiq Adeton, then someone raised hand now. The person should be getting prepared. I don't know what that person is. Okay.
Yeah. How much do you pay for tax? Annual tax. How much is your annual tax?
Annual tax.
Yes, sir.
Annual tax. Annual tax. Annual tax. Okay. Okay, somebody said it's important. Okay. Or should we ask, did you pay tax and how much is it? So what about
That would be better, sir.
Okay. Did you pay tax? I won't put yes or no. Then I'll say
You can say if yes, how much?
How
Hello?
much
Hello?
is it?
Show need it to in pay WhatsApp call. Okay.
Okay. Continue, Rashidat.
How
Okay.
much are you willing to donate as tip? You know, people give tips in malls and all that. Are you willing to like drop tips? And how much is it?
Tips.
Yes.
You mean like bribe?
Yes. Is
For
it
what?
bribe? Can we really call it bribe? No, in any shopping mall, it could be like any shopping mall. They're always asking, or if they want to deliver something to you, can you like tip people? And they will end up giving this money to the less privileged.
It's bribe.
Okay, bribe.
Just like the one you give police in Nigeria.
Exactly, bribe.
It's bribe.
Okay.
Nothing like tips, it's bribe. After you've paid normal money, then you now pay another one. Just because you want it faster. It's bribe. Okay. Should we add that? So all of you must answer all these questions. So I will know that Rashidat is to pay bribe very well. So I want to confirm if all these guys are required. Okay. Let me just give this also duplicate this, remove this. How much did I don't want this. Some people don't pay tips, some people don't pay bribes. Okay, let's go to the to this person. Let this person give us question. Yekin Bankwale and Ishamunda. Duro Simi, you want to see another one?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Daniel Ajayi also. Well, I will welcome questions from the chat bot also. What is the largest amount of money you can spend monthly? Okay. Then we can just say, how much is your monthly expenses? Or, yeah, how much is your monthly expenses? Or how much do you have any debt or loans that you pay off with your disposable income? Yeah, I like that question. Let me quickly put it before. But that question, I should be getting yes or no with that. So, multi-choice. Option 1, yes. No. Rather not say. Then I have others. Yeah. So then I'm still welcoming question in the chat. We have few minutes left for this. How do you typically allocate your disposable income? What factors do you consider when making purchasing decisions? Wow, all these questions are there before, and then you guys are holding me since. Okay, those of you that are saying multi-choice, can you just give us options so that it will be very faster? How do you typically allocate your disposable income? I love that. How do you allocate your income? Okay, then it's going to be a short text. Please, I will need the multi-choice. I can't think of anything right now. So, do you have debt or loans? Then what factors? I love this question. Purchasing decision, duplicates. Then what tactics do you use to manage your disposable income effectively? So copy and then paste. Yeah. So I guess these questions are enough for me. Yeah. Disposable income, UX, UI. Okay. So I need to put that so that later I will. Daniel Ajayi, allocation question. Rent. Allocation question. Okay, this is it. Multi-choice. Option 1, rent. Option 2, transportation. Food, entertainment, very important. Especially if you're in Lagos. Well, okay. 9 for the other question. Okay. So I guess I have done right now. So I'll be giving you guys just 5 minutes max to fill these questions. I'll be sending this now for you now to, okay, Princess AK, you want to say something?
Sorry, about that multi-choice, when you were talking about how you typically allocate, most times we all allocate it to
different things. So you cannot give somebody an option of rent, food, entertainment, because he's going to definitely okay, sorry, multi choice. I get.
Is that all?
Hello, sir.
The multi-choice can also include healthcare.
Okay, healthcare.
Hello, sir.
Healthcare. I think having it select more than one. Okay. Yeah. Let me see if I can have it as checkbox. Yeah.
Checkbox is for multi choice. That's what I was trying to explain, but I didn't know how to explain it.
Okay. Checkbox. So you can select more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So are you
Hello, sir.
like this? Yes. Somebody's saying something.
Yeah, I'm trying to we should include a little bit of demographic factors like age and sex so that we can know your age and your sex.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Because ladies usually spend more than guys, or guys spend more than ladies.
Yeah, so we need to know that.
So I
bracket,
will move that up. Yeah, I will move that up after name. I will say age range, because people are very skeptical about their age. So I will say let's start from 18 to 25. So 26 to 30. Then 21 to 5, then 35 above. 35 above. Yeah. So then we have duplicate this. Then we can say gender. So we can just have male. I'm having just male and female. I'm very sorry for that. For those of you that I'll be saying some other things like something that I cannot mention. So it is also required. This guy also is required. This guy also is required. Everything like this is required. So yeah. So that's all. What else? What else do we need to phantom here? So I will send. This is send button here. This is send button here. I'll click on send, and then I will send via link. I'm not sending it to anybody. If I want to send it particularly to someone via mail, I will just put the person's email. But I want to send it to you. I can shorten the URL because there are some people that are somehow skeptical with long thing. So I copy this, then copy, and then I paste it here for everybody to see. And then in the next 5 minutes, please fill it up. Fill it up quickly, and then I close this. Yeah, I close this, and then I come to responses. I'm waiting. So I think this thing is real time. I should be seeing your responses. Those of you that have submitted, I'll be seeing responses. So we have, I can also preview it in case. So this is my email account, indicate required questions, email, enter your name, age range, gender, how much do you earn annually, select your category of monthly savings, what is the maximum flight rate you can pay, how can you, how much can you invest in a business, did you pay tax? After 5 minutes, I will stop this thing from receiving responses. So it's also part of what you should learn. So if you don't want responses again, you can stop it. So this is my preview. Responses, waiting, waiting, or waiting. So basically you have less than 3 minutes more. Yeah, I have 3 responses. You can see it's real time. I don't need to refresh. 4 responses now. So I have all this, my informations here. So probably we have 19 people here minus myself, minus Anita, minus Eniola, minus info at HackCity. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I should be expecting nothing less than 14 responses. And I have 2 minutes more. So 7 responses, 8 responses. Nine. So if I can get up to like 12, I'm good to go. Then I stop accepting. I have just 2 minutes more. 2 more minutes. And we call it 10. Age range. We have these. Gender. We have these. We have these. Ah, I love the faith of this person. Well done. Okay, annual, I thought it's savings, and you can be making 10 million. Savings. Okay, I have 10 responses. I have 1 minute more to go. So apparently some people here did not register, and then I close the registration. Done. So if you try to do this now, you won't be able to get anything again. It's not accepting responses again. So this is the message you will see. This form is no longer accepting responses, so you can customize your own. So this is a summary, and then thank you for responding to this form. Next class and next time that we need the form, I'll be showing you some things we can do with it. But you can all see what we have here. We have, thank God for Google Form, we have some charts showing us the responses that you guys have. Your monthly savings, maximum flight rate you can pay, the chart and the likes. All these things are very, very important. And then I will just show you this. You can quickly export it because we might be exporting things also. You can export it to Google Sheet just to do some cleanup and then apply some things. It's very, very important. Then you can do some other settings to it, which I don't really need. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So now we come to the end of today's class, but there's a daily challenge I want you guys to have today. Using Google Docs, Google Documents, prepare a SWOT analysis. You know, from the explanation we made today, we have Interviews, I can't tell you to do interview at home and then submit that. That's not possible. So for that, we've done the survey, which we've just done now with Google Forms. And then for SWOT analysis, we are going to be having our daily challenge on it. So we have using Google Docs, prepare a SWOT analysis for any of the following categories, application categories, actually. So we have logistics, e-commerce, hospitality, real estate, edutech, fintech. So you pick anyone, not the one that is not existing, the one that is already existing. So I believe from what Eniola already explained, she explained and then buttress more on what SWOT analysis is all about. Then you can do your research more if you don't really understand some things. And then you have all these. Pick any one of them. Send, you'll be added to a WhatsApp group, I guess. Send your answers to that WhatsApp group. Yes, you will have this material, I guess. I will speak to them. You should be able to have it. So you are to give the name of the application you are referring to. Okay, Eniola, you're saying something.
Yes, I was thinking if I could show them what how a SWOT analysis looks like.
Okay, well, you can do that in just few minutes because we are closing by 12 and I don't want to exceed that 12. So quickly, I will stop sharing now so you can just do that.
Thank you, sir. Can you see my screen?
No. Yes.
Okay. So actually this one is on FigJam, but you can also do it on Google Docs. So it's about a West app, World Education Web Service. So these are the strengths itemized in this bullet point, the weakness, the opportunities, and the threat. All you have to do is just think of what app you want to use based on those categories. Then think of their strength. Like for this one, it has a strong brand reputation. So you just have to itemize what the strengths are, what the weaknesses are, the opportunities that you can think of, and the threat they might face. Like this one, increased competition. This is an edu tech company. So there are lots of educated companies like that too. So yeah, the threat is an increased competition from emerging or regional credential evaluation system. So I hope you get that with this few seconds or few minutes that I've shared.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Eniola. Yeah, we have come to the end of today's class. And then we have Miss Damilola here. If she has any announcement for you guys, so she can just send it or she can say it here anyhow. I don't know if she has anything. But as for me, see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.
See you tomorrow, sir. Thank you.
Hi, everyone.
All right.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Hey.
The one is that. Yeah. And then get your ass left on the I mean, yeah, I got is better than yours.
Hello. Hello.